Hey Sagittarius, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for May 29th, 2023. This is for Sagittarius. Sagittarius, should this video cut off due to time constraints on certain platforms, just know we always upload the extended to YouTube and we typically upload there first. So if you like, share, and subscribe, you'll be notified of when we do. And the link for that's on our page, and this is our last shuffle here. Let's see what we've got going on. So we have stuck energy and we have deception. So right now you want to know the ins and outs of something because you may feel as though you're misunderstanding something. Sometimes deception doesn't necessarily mean it's like malicious or nefarious, you know. Sometimes it's like, it may not be deliberate. It may be a misunderstanding. So you may be looking into it like, what in the world was the cause of this? Why is there deception? How am I deceived? Is it me? Like, did I misunderstand something and deceive myself, you know? Oh, no. No, no, no. You have actually been deceived by someone. And then on top of that, you may be dealing with someone who's also have been deceived, you know, who's also... Because I'm getting a feeling, no matter what this says here, there's almost some channeled feeling of a person who was deceived and then they turned around and... you both are in the dark, and so they may have brought something to your attention, and they came correct, as the King of Pentacles would, you know. But then they're coming correct with the false knowledge, and because they were deceived. So that could be that there. You know, someone gets lied to, and they come and have you do something, and it's them. Yeah, they may have been given no choice. They were unclear about something. So stuck energy, 10 of Swords, 6 of Wands, the High Priestess and Queen of Wands. You are trying to figure out, you know you've been deceived, but you cannot figure out how, right? And it is overwhelming. It is like burdensome, right? Because it's like, it may be public. Other people may know about it, or you may feel as though other people know. You're acting, so the energy is like, I need to figure out what happened before this becomes public knowledge. And you may be stuck on it. Like, does everyone else know, right? How did this happen to me? And what else don't I know about this? This is very disappointing. You may be inquisitive. You may have a lot of questions, but you're stuck on what those questions need to be. Deception with the King of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. This is someone I really truly feel was deceived. And then they're unclear on details, so they present them to you. This also could be there's also a disappointment. Whenever you think about this, very disappointing. Also, too, someone may have been telling you that they have money or they're going to help or provide something, and they may have said it like with a lot of conviction, but in reality they're torn and they may not be able to, or they're feeling stuck, backed in the corner. But the deception is that they know what they know they're gonna do it. And this also too says you may have some sort of feeling inside. You know you're being deceived. Like, you just know it inside. You can't explain it. The Sacred Temple with the Queen of Wands and the Seven of Wands. This is speaking of your path. They're saying that you are meant to be seen. You're meant to be out in the limelight or very successful, right? And you're meant to stand your ground on that or defend yourself or something here. Like, you gotta you're someone who's a cut above the rest. But they're speaking of expecting. It's almost like in order to be who you are, you have to expect that some people are going to let you down, that other people will not be on the level that you are. They don't understand things that you do. That's what this says here. You're meant to be out in the public, or to be recognized, or to be seen, or stand out. You're meant to. The sacred temple speaks of what you're meant to be and what you're meant to do. And you're also someone who may be a fighter or a rebel, or you may not want this position in general. It's like, oh, Sagittarius, you're meant to be whatever position, and it's something that you just don't want, you know. But they also say that the greatest leaders or the greatest people for a position are ones that don't want the position in the first place, right? Like they say that about the president. If the person wants to be the president um, too much, too badly, they're not the right person to be in that position, right? And I think that's something that was said about George Washington. He didn't want to be president. They kind of pushed him into it, and they said that he was a pretty fair one. Although, how fair can you be if you're condoning slavery? But you know what I mean. I guess for that time, during the psychotic phase of mishandling humankind, you know, that we were living through, which we had many phases of, but that was definitely a time. But they're speaking of the fact that you have knowledge of things that it's like, how could anyone, other people don't understand, right? So you're meant to be out there. You can expect that people will betray you. You can expect that people will deceive you, because they don't, you can't, King of Pentacles definitely can't measure up to the High Priestess. He depends on his books, his pentacle. He depends on the tried and true and the tangible. And so this renders him confused, as you see it, blindfolded. And so this person doesn't understand the same things as you do, which is very disappointing, because you may depend on them. This is a dependable person. You have transformation, Three of Cups rather, and the Page of Swords. The transformation with the Three of Cups and the Page of Swords also tells me that you may have come from a place of, I will say, you're being watched first off, right? And for some reason, because of this stuff that's been going on, you felt defeated in some ways. You may have thought of it like, you may feel defeated. You may have felt defeated in some way, because of the fact that there's something going on behind you that you can't see. You're like, how? There's something's missing, something's wrong. But with the Three of Cups here, this tells me that you are going from being watched by a third party to a person who is now, you don't even understand what you're saying. I think that you're able, Spirit is telling you that you could get out of whatever this is, this betrayal or whatever is happening, because this is almost, in a sense, happening to you because of, it's a lot of spiritual energy, but it's happening to you because you stand out. So they're speaking of you being able to speak out against this, but you don't even realize that you could do this, or you may not realize that you know the right words to say to get yourself out of it. So say this is like, I wouldn't say a curse, but like, say this is like magic or some kind of spell or something over you. This would be you being able to naturally, you just know the right words with the High Priestess to get yourself out of it. And it's something that you'll say, and you won't, it'll be like on the fly that you'll be able to say. You're transforming from someone who may have relied on third parties, watched other people, and asked, or went through other people to figure out how to get out of something. And now that you're turning into a person who could just trust the words that are being sent to you. Like, trust the words that are crossing your mind. Trust the words that are crossing your heart. Also, too, this is saying that instead of you may have been more social, talking to people. Now you're more observant. You're the third wheel. You're just sitting there watching as things unfold. It's another aspect here. But it looks like you're meant to stand out. You have to expect that people are going to come up against that person when you stand out. It's inevitable, right? It's inevitable. They're saying that you are trying to figure something out though before it reaches the public, or you're concerned about that. But Spirit is saying that you need to trust your instincts on things, because it's not necessarily that someone is openly deceiving you. They're being deceived and they don't even know that they are. They're torn, they're confused about something. I know this is all over the place. I'm looking at this like, what in the world myself? But I'm seeing every single sign. The main sign here I'm seeing is Pisces, but I'm seeing every sign here except for Scorpio and Cancer, which means they're saying it's not about what you feel. Forget what you feel. It's about like as far as your emotions and feeling sad or feeling, the rote emotions, right? Sadness, joy, or excitement or whatever. They're talking about what makes sense at this point. This is about intuition. What's the word? Intuition, applying intelligence along with the intuition and wisdom. This is what that is all about. All right, so you could be dealing with those signs, or these signs could be in your chart. All right, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.